Hi there, everyone. This is DinoSasha here, and welcome back to another review. And today we're going to take a look at the figure. It is the Safari Ltd 2005 Doedicurus. Now, Doedicurus, which name means pestle tail, is a genus of the Glyptodon that lives in the late from Pleistocene to Holocene, about 2.0.007 million years ago, what is known as South America. Now, the length, it's been heavy. The weight is over about 140 to 300 kilograms or 300 pounds. Now, despite the fact, the smallest of the group were basically for some times, but the length was only about, well, never mind of that, let's talk about the height. It's only about 1.5 meters or 4 feet and 11 inches, and overall length is about 3.6 meters or 12 feet long, and weighs about 140 kilograms or 300 pounds. Now, for speed for this creature is about 11 milliseconds, or basically 40 kilometers per hour or 24 miles per hour. Now, it lives in the more specific lands of South America, alongside with other particular creatures. They're herbivores, they mainly eat plants, but unfortunately, these creatures went extinct. But for this, they will fight for the mates, because males will fight for the females, and to beware for the rivals like Smilodon, terrorbird, and any other carnivorous predators. Well, let's talk about the sculpt on this little fella. Well, the sculpt looks nice. This figure size is a bit different to be compared. Yeah, maybe I will do it from sometimes, but I rather something I should know about a Doedicurus. Well, it's an amazing figure, but I should rather have these animals for now. The sculpt looks nice, it looks rather really old, and I think it's a really small detailed. Yeah, but the pose, it's like a defensive pose, as it's against a predator or something, but I should rather have a predator. Well, I have a Smilodon with me because they have a sensitive as predators. You know, I basically have a saber tooth. Well, basically, know that I just noted about the saber tooth sometimes, but for Smilodon. But the details are good. I love the details because the details are did with a shield called a shell, and its helmet, and its tail spikes. I'd rather have this creature for the last month, but I really noticed, but this is, and in fact, a nice real one. I thought they painted with their glassy silver nails, but unfortunately, this figure is already have their orange nails, and not particularly look like this one. But fortunately, we have these one of those, but right now, let's talk about the color scheme. The color scheme is really nice, and it's really silver. The armor is silver, the head of Shield is silver, and particularly, it has a silverized tail, with orange color eyes, and everything's on feet, and the same. But the most thing of it is head. The head looks completely different to known about the Doedicurus. Its eyes were brownish, and its face was orange, and also, it has a nose. That's right, this thing has a nose. And basically, I do interrupt that it has a nose, but the paleo version of itself when the rediscovery, it has more of a snout. And basically, I identify the sloth as that thing. And I like its ears because it's much longer than it seems like my bigger one. Well, I rather that, but surely this is a really nice figure at that. And let's talk about the accuracy. The accuracy, like, it was much more older than this. But I rather not. I just realized this because I have lots of things to do with the Doedicurus. And you know, basically, a armored creature with its power to ability to fight. Well, you know what? I guess this is a really good point for me. And you know what? Ligget's gonna bring up a ruler, so let's give this a measure. So the turns off of the length of the tip of the tail, always tip of the snout, well, tip of the snout, always tip of the tail, we're only at about 4 inches, and which is only at about 10 centimeters, and the height, which is at the top of that shell, which is only at about 2.5 inches,
and which is only at about approximately 4.5 centimeters.
Now for comparison, I can bring every Smilodon and only one figure that I have got. Here is with my Safari Ltd 2004 Smilodon or Saber-Tooth Tiger. Now, this one is released much before, and that one is much more even better than that. It's released on 2005, but this one is released on 2004. And I'm guessing that Safari Limited Smilodon was my only review, and do you know why I have reviewed this figure for the last time? I know, I remember the figure, I reviewed this for the last time. But don't worry, everything seems fine for me, but I'll leave a link in the description in this below. And here's with the Collecte Smilodon. It's much bigger figure. The Papo Roaring Saber-Tooth looks a bit awkward looking. And the last comparison, we're gonna bring up a Collecte 2021 Doedicurus, the bigger one. And I want to compare the size of this cheese chew armadillo creatures, and the fun fact, this one is a bit smaller, and I think this figure is small, but this one is so big, because this one is considered the bigger one. I mean, the Collecte Doedicurus is much bigger than the Safari Doedicurus, and I'll just give it a 9 out of 10, because it's really nice. But most people reviewing this is the one of the world's oldest figure, but I rather like this, because this is in fact a really descendant with. Now, I want to do it on my side of this sang language, but I rather fight with the air. And you know, basically I have to make a really good comparison with it. And yeah, I'm gonna bring up a Smilodon if I link in the description with a design of a figure for this Doedicurus as defending itself from against a vicious predator. And you know what? I think this is a really accepted battle with these two animals. And I rather like it as opinion on the figure because this one is resistance. But for the next review will be on another Collecte figure, and that will be so much. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell for notifications so you'll never miss the video, and leave a comment below. And I hope you see for another review about the Collecte 2020 Fukuisaurus. Goodbye, everyone, and I hope you see you all next time.